Hello, everyone. This is Felicia Bender, the practical numerologist. We are talking about the 8 personal year. So, if you're new to numerology, if you are unsure what the personal year is, if you don't know yours is, please refer to the description below. I'm not going to spend time on that in this video because I figure if you are clicking on this video, you know that you want to know about the 8, okay? The 8 personal year. So we're getting right into it. The 8 personal year is the beginning of a very intense 3-year cycle for you, numerologically speaking, because in numerology, we believe we go through these 9-year cycles throughout our lives. It's called the personal year cycle, and you're in a number 8. And so the number 8 is the beginning of this significant transition that you are in. So the characteristics of the number 8 are all about money, power, control, authority. Those are the key features whenever an 8 shows up. So what I like to remind us all is that these influences numerologically, it's not just about talking about it, right? It's not about blah blah blah. It actually is frequency, it is vibration, it is information and data that is present. It's kind of like, I don't know, gravity, kind of like cell phone reception. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to know how it operates. You don't even have to believe in it for it to be operational. So that is how I feel about numerology. It's there whether we know it or not. So if we could really reveal what it's providing for us, it's actually really, really supporting us in every way. So it's something that we're already feeling. It's just numerology allows us to put a framework around it and to allow us to, if we would like to use the energy to make our lives more successful, happy, or at least allow us to derive some more meaning out of it than we might otherwise. So that is the purpose of all of this: is to make things feel more purposeful and more meaningful as you go through your life. So if you're in an 8 personal year, this is a time of really intense. It's an intense year. I'm not going to lie. Last year was your rest. Okay. The 7 personal year was a resting period. So if you didn't take it as that, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it now because the 8 is all business. Okay. And it's pretty intense and it's pretty demanding. So it's about financial growth, personal empowerment. And I would put that in neon: personal empowerment, power and empowerment. And it's also about endurance. It is an endurance event this year and your 8 personal year. So I like to formulate the personal years, how to start thinking about them by framing them with a question. And this question is often what's coming up for you if you're experiencing an 8 personal year. It's what's kind of guiding you, driving you, whether you kind of even know it or not in many ways. And it's also, I connect that to what the universe is asking of you. What is the universe asking you right now? And often that trickles into what you're asking yourself. So the question is, how can I empower myself on every level? And so the goal here is really to take yourself seriously. That's a big one in an 8 personal year. To put things on the table and take yourself seriously, to get your financial life under control, to get it in order, to balance it, to harmonize it, to focus in on it. Some people can be riding high in their finances when they enter into an 8 personal year, and it'll give them even more opportunities to do that, right? Some people are coming into their 8 personal year feeling very beleaguered, like very victimized about their financial situation, not doing well, not feeling good about where they are financially. So it's all about the finances. It just depends on where you are with your financial picture. And I would also say that if you are of the former description, where you're riding high, you're doing great, you're soaring in your career, you're just rolling in money, you're doing awesome that way. Oh, wait a minute. It's still the eight personal year is going to up level your experience in terms of the challenges that go with the eight. Where is your integrity? Are you too domineering? Are you too controlling? Are you overly focused on money? A little bit greedy, a little bit, oh, are you a workaholic? Those sorts of things are going to come into seek balance during an eight personal year. So, once again, it's an intense time that's all about really, really um, taking yourself seriously and making your way in the material world. All right. It is really about stepping into your power. So, like I mentioned before, this is the beginning of what I consider to be a 3-year push time. What does that mean? It means that the eight personal year is about it's a wake up call. It's getting it in order, getting yourself together, getting it in shape. You are going to be met with every obstacle in terms of stepping up and stepping into your power in a very vibrant, healthy, yet again empowered way. And this is going to come at you from all angles, from relationships, from your job, from maybe even health stuff. All of the things are going to come in and ask you to step into your power. All right. So it is kind of a boot camp in that way. So when you can expect it, it's to be forewarned is to be forearmed, especially in an eight personal year. So in the bring it on category, this is where it's really hyper focused for the eight personal year. It's focused on business. It's focused on expanding your influence, whatever that means to you. It's about prosperity and stepping into your healthy confidence and standing up for yourself. If you have issues with that kind of victimization, this is going to be a year where you get opportunities to correct that. Often people will. The eight is a number where people often find themselves in court about really dealing with ethics, with integrity, all the things. Excuse me. So it's going to ask you to be business minded, to kind of take the emotional chatter out of it and be much more business oriented in terms of how you manage things and how you deal with things. It's about focusing, it's about having a plan, it's about embracing success, expecting success, and yet also understanding that success is not a linear pathway. This is often a year where it can be up, down, and all around, really, in terms of finances, in terms of all this sort of thing. So don't expect it to be just you land in an eight personal year and ka-ching, it's raining money. It doesn't usually happen that way. If it does, more power to you. Congratulations, invite us all to the party. And yet it usually is a bit more challenging. It's more about wanting it and then going after it. This is more of a year where it's not magically going to show up at your doorstep, where it's more about setting it up for success, but going after it and taking the steps, taking the risks, doing the things that put you out there and make you want it and make you do it. I don't want to say make you work for it, but it is. It's kind of make you work for it. So it is about confronting disempowering situations. This could be, on the dramatic end. Could be where you go to, the year you go to rehab and clean yourself up, right? Alternately, it could be the time where your business really hits it big. It could be all kinds of things like that, but it has a tendency in an 8 personal year to be pretty intense, no matter what side of the spectrum it's on, if that makes sense. So it is ultimately about feeling large and in charge of your life, right? Of who you are and how you present yourself in the world. So you can expect, again, those ups and downs. You can expect issues with money and contracts and other things of that nature. It's really a time where you have to be super businesslike if you are signing contracts, if you're doing anything of that nature, or if you think, oh, this is just a little, I'm just lending a friend some money. It's not a big deal. We don't need anything in writing. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Nope, you need it in writing, right? So you've got to be more self protective in terms of finances and in terms of all of that stuff. Okay. There can be feelings of victimization. Why am I the way where I am? I've worked so hard and nothing ever works out for me, and I've never gotten a break, and all of the things that all the self talk that we can do to put ourselves into that sort of victimized situation. 8 personal year doesn't care. They don't care. The energy does not care. It's like, okay, whatever. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do now? How are you going to pick yourself up? What are you going to do? So it doesn't have a lot of sympathy for that kind of thinking, and that shows up often with, I don't know, with what happens with the experiences that you have and the things that you get to, I don't know, get to really really engage with during an 8 personal year. It is about testing you to really step up and or get stepped on is the mantra that I will always say for the 8: step up or get stepped on. There's a tendency to over focus on work during an 8 personal year. I will beg you during an 8 personal year to please put yourself on the calendar, go get the massage, take a night off and go to a comedy show, go dancing, take a long weekend. Whatever it is, the work is always going to be there. You need the breaks in order to replenish, in order to stay healthy. Because sometimes in an 8 personal year, just like in a 4 personal year, you can have some of those health issues that are directly connected to stress and to overwork and to exhaustion. So this is a time to really identify your ambition and go all in with it. It can be a time where you are too controlling, or where other people really try to control you, where you abuse power, or other people abuse power where you are the recipient of that, right? And you have to manage it in the most graceful, firm, productive way possible. All right. This is a year where it is you reap as you have sown. So ostensibly, it is a year where if you have planted the seeds and wisely and well, that this is a time where it pays off, where things take off, where businesses thrive, where you get the promotion, where other dynamic things can happen in your world during an 8 personal year.